Atomy marketing plan. Let's go! Hello everyone, my name is Ju Young Park and I am here today to talk to you about Atomy's marketing plan and its vision. Are you guys ready? Alright, let's get started. So when I was younger, my parents moved to the States 35 years ago, and as I was younger, I had to translate a lot of things for them because they were not able to speak English very well. So what happened was they started their own businesses and I became very involved in it, and that started to change the way that I thought. I wanted to become a CEO, I wanted to run my own business, and I was always looking for different opportunities to help my parents, whatever it was in that area, right? So I started researching and I started reading books, and I started understanding that there are different types of businesses I can be a part of. For example, here it says sales, right? What does that mean? That means that I can get an item from somebody and sell it to someone. And I looked into this kind of business because I didn't have that much money to start, but I always wanted to work for myself. I didn't really feel comfortable working for anybody else. I wanted to try to build my own business, my own dream. Well, as I was doing this and as I was starting to look more into direct selling or making commission off of sales that I made, I started running into different problems. For example, I only had maybe 10 hours a day that I can work, or 8 hours a day that I can work, where I can meet people to sell them an item. But as time went by, I started hitting a ceiling. So even if I can have 12 hours a day, you can't really make any more, right? Everybody's sleeping or doing their own thing. So if I can only sell 10 items a day, then that was the ceiling cap that I had for my paycheck. So I started looking at other avenues, where do other people make business? What kinds of businesses do other people make? And what are they? So I looked at other business owners. And if you think about residual income, that's what my goal was. I wanted to make residual income. Then you have to look at bigger businesses. So I looked at what my parents were doing, and they had a business, and what they did was when that one did well, they opened up another store, and then another store. So it turned into a chain of businesses, maybe a chain of restaurants, or a chain of shoe stores, or whatever it may be. And that's what I wanted to be a part of. Why? I didn't want to be the only one responsible for making that paycheck. I wanted to be able to help other people, and other people's efforts also help me. So for example, if I had a store in a regular mom and pop shop, what happens? You can go to work at maybe 7 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, but then who has to close the store? It's you. You have to close the store. And I started looking into different businesses and how they were able to create chains, to create franchises. And it struck me, you have to have a product that can change consumer habit. And that's just something that I wasn't able to find. So even though I was able to find the answer to what I wanted to do, I first didn't have the money to do it, and I couldn't find the product to do that with. So I put all that aside and I just started helping my parents and living my normal life, went to university, and then when I graduated, I moved to Korea. I went to Korea, but always in the back of my mind, I wanted to start my own business. So I was always looking for different opportunities. I always wanted to try to start whatever I could from the very bottom. So as I started looking, I really wasn't able to find anything. But when I was in Korea, I met my wife, and we got married, and she told me that she needed something called a deep cleanser. Now, I wasn't very familiar with what that was, so I asked her, what is a deep cleanser? And she told me, well, it's used to remove makeup, especially her eyeliner and mascara and things like that. So I said, okay, do the research that you need to do and tell me what kind of product that you want to buy. So she did her research, asked her friends, and then we went to the department store. And when we went to the department store, she picked out whatever product that she wanted, and she told me that it was $100. Well, at first I said, wow, $100, that's pretty expensive. But when we looked around, it wasn't, there were other products that were cheaper, but she was saying that this was of high quality, and it worked better than other products. So we purchased the product, went home, and she started using it. And a few weeks later, we had to stay the night at my in-laws. But when we went over there, my wife forgot to bring what? She forgot to bring her $100 deep cleanser. So she had to use whatever was available at the house. So we looked, she came out of the bathroom, and I looked at her face, and I said, wow, Nutty, your eyes aren't red. And that was a funny comment, right? Because she was using a $100 product, but every time she came out of the bathroom after removing her eyeliner and her mascara, her eyes turned red because she had to rub really hard to get everything out, she said. So I asked her, is this better than what you're using at home? And she said, yeah, it works even better than what I have at home. And light bulbs started going off in my head, and I said, wow, really? Okay. Well, how much is it? Do you know how much it is? And she said she didn't know how much it was, so I asked my mother-in-law, how much is this? And she told me it was $9. Now, at the time, I didn't know what this was, so I asked her, and she said, this is Atomy Deep Cleanser, and you can buy it online, and if you buy in bulk, if you buy 4 at a time, it's $9 per item. So I said, wow, that's awesome, that's great. And I asked my wife, next time, would you be willing to buy this, or would you want to buy what you bought previously? And she told me, no, I don't want to buy what I bought, but I'd rather use this because it works even better. So I thought to myself, wow, okay, what's Atomy? And my mother-in-law started telling me Atomy was a network marketing company and that anybody can register and so on and so forth. And I started thinking in my head, network marketing company, business, item, everything started coming together. Like I stated before, I didn't start a business, or I couldn't start a business because I couldn't find the product that I wanted to do the business, or it costs too much to invest to start a business. Well, what did she say? She told me that it was free to register. So here's Atomy, right? And what's the difference between Atomy and all these different business models that I saw? Well, in regular business, you have to first, for example, if you're going to do direct sales, what do you have to do? You have to buy products, and then with the products, you have to sell it to somebody, and when you sell it to somebody, you then make a profit, right? So you have to hold on to products. Or if you're doing a regular business, you have to invest in storefront. You have to invest in property, you have to invest in interior design, and then put products out for somebody to buy. Well, in this business, it's the same model, right? When you start a business, you get an item from the manufacturer, and then you get it, and you make lots of consumers. That's the goal. So when people do business, they try to buy at the cheapest price possible, and then what do? You try to sell it at the highest price possible and make that difference. But when I saw Atomy, that's not what Atomy was about. A lot of network marketing companies, whenever you want to register, there's a registration fee, or there is a monthly fee to maintain your business, whether it's a website maintenance fee or whatever it may be. But in Atomy, they didn't have any of that. They didn't have any requirements of a starter kit. They didn't require you to buy monthly PV. They didn't do anything. But at the same time, they provided us with an item that we would continue to buy. So I knew this is exactly what I wanted to do, and I started looking more and more into it. And the more I started looking into it, the more I started getting sucked into the company, because I started looking at who was producing the products, right? So it's very important where you're getting the products from. But Atomy was getting products from Komar, Korea, and Kerry. They came together and they created a new company called Komar B&H. And Komar B&H, what were they doing? They were manufacturing very high quality products, but for a very low price. And Atomy was responsible for distributing these products, but not only those. Atomy had the right to distribute whatever products that they wanted to do that was already in the market. So I thought to myself, wow, this is great. If you start a business, let's say that you want to do a restaurant. Well, that's all you have. You have a restaurant, right? Or if you want to sell shoes, all you're doing is selling shoes. But in this case, I was able to become what? A supermarket. I was able to sell goods that everybody could buy, but it was at what? Absolute price and absolute quality. And that's exactly what I wanted. Because I knew if you wanted to create residual income, you weren't able to do that by trying to persuade individual A, persuade individual B, but rather if we could present them with information saying, hey, listen, what are you using? What kind of products do you currently use? What you're using is not as cheap as what I have to offer. Do you want to try it? This is how conversation starts, and this is how people start changing the way that they consume things. So for example, when I started looking into Atomy, I started looking at a few products that I knew that everybody around me used. So the first one I saw was the sun cream. Everybody around me in Korea uses sun cream, right? And I asked them, hey, friend, how much is the sun cream that you purchased? And they told me, oh, $15. And some would tell me $30. So it was within that ballpark, $15 to $30 for sun cream. So let's just say $30. Your friend is using $30 sun cream, and here you are. You tell them, hey, listen, I got a product for you. I want you to try. Would you be willing to try it? What's the first thing that comes into your head? How much is this guy trying to sell this product to me for, right? So what happens in regular business is you come to them with a product that's usually more expensive than what they were currently using and persuading them with the quality that it's higher, so therefore they should use it. But this is absolutely the other way. So if your friend is using something that's $30, you come to them and say, hey, listen, Atomy offers sun cream as well. It's very high in quality. It's made by Komar Korea. But here's the thing. It only costs $9 per sunscreen if you buy in bulk, right? So when you're buying in bulk, that's all that it costs. So I asked my friends, try it for me, Tell me what you think. And this was their response. Oh, it's okay. It wasn't, wow, this is amazing, but they said it's okay. But I asked them this, would you be willing to buy it again next time? And they told me, what? Yes. Why did they say yes to me? They said yes to me because it was a $21 difference. When they were using Atomy, they were now saving $21 from their previous product. So I knew for a fact that, okay, sunscreen works because everybody around me would be willing to use this. So let's look at different items then. So let's think about toothbrushes, right? Everybody has to use a toothbrush. But if I wanted to start a business with just toothbrushes, I don't know if that would work. But I asked my friends around me, I said, listen, friend, do you know how much your toothbrush costs? And they told me, no, they had no clue. But they told me maybe $2? I don't know, $2.20. But I told them, okay, that's about the right price, and maybe it's $1.50 or $2, somewhere around there. But I asked them, do you know how's the quality, what quality toothbrush do you use? And they had no clue. But I offered them this. I said, listen, what if I was able to provide you with the highest quality possible that a toothbrush can offer, which means that it has gold, ionic, slim bristles, and things of that nature? And they said, well, I don't even know what that is, but I'll try it if the price is right. So I wasn't trying to persuade them to use this super expensive, nice toothbrush, but rather, what are you using right now? I don't know what I'm using. I'm just using a regular toothbrush, and it's costing me maybe $2. And I told them, well, here's a high-quality toothbrush for cheaper than what you're currently using. And they said, well, if it's cheaper than what I'm using, then why not? Of course I'll use it. So they purchased it. And I thought to myself, will products like this change consumer habit? And when I mean by change consumer habit, that means that if you see other products, let's say you go to the store, you ran out of your toothbrush. Well, you go to the store and now it's conveniently in front of you. The toothbrush costs $2. It's 90 cents more expensive than Atomy's toothbrush. But is that going to deter you from buying it? Honestly, I don't think so. I think they'll just purchase it because it's not that big of a difference. So I looked at different products. What else does Atomy have to offer? And I saw that Atomy also had very high quality skincare products. So I looked at Atomy's skincare system. And when I saw this, I asked people, if you were to buy these 6 items from different companies, how much would it cost you? And I got anywhere from $150 to $300. And I said, wow, okay, but how much is Atomy's? And if you buy 4 at a time, it breaks down to about $88 a set. So if that person was using products that cost $300, now this is a $212 difference. Now people can start changing their consuming habit because that's a big difference. That's no longer a 90-cent difference. That's above $200 difference. So I said to myself, if I can persuade somebody to at least try this product once, would they be repeat customers? And I answered that question and I said, I think so. I really do think so. And then I looked at Atomy's business objectives, right? A lot of people within network marketing companies or doing this kind of system, they don't understand what it is that's driving what it is that's driving that residual income. But I started to figure out from my business's from my parents' business experience that you make money off of not new customers, but repeat customers. And repeat customers come because of many different reasons, but part of that is price. So I started thinking to myself, I said, all right, Atomy is about customer success. What does customer success mean, right? You hear a lot of people saying customer satisfaction, but you don't hear many people saying customer success. Well, when that person purchases that product for $88, they have just now saved $212. That is customer success. That customer is saving money by simply changing the product that they were using to Atomy's products. But is that the only thing? No. If you want to succeed in business, you have to have more variables that are working with you, right? So let's talk about a few things here. In Atomy, there are no personal enrollments, right? What does that mean? A lot of people don't understand. Well, we have the first thing figured out, right? That means that if the product is good, it'll make customers. But in a network marketing company, you get paid on how the system pays you back. So let's say that this is me. I add somebody on my left leg, right? I add person A. Well, in a lot of network marketing companies, they pay you on personal enrollment and how much you can do personally, right? So it's all about how much you can do, your own efforts. But in Atomy, this is how it works. You register A, and A registers B, and B registers C. So the only person in this system that you currently registered was A. That's it. But Atomy will give you unlimited downline leverage. What does that mean? That means that you registered A, but A registered B and C, and now this person registers, let's say, 100 people in the USA. What does that mean for you? That means that 100% of all of the accumulated PV becomes yours. And that's the same thing for this line as well. But in a lot of network marketing companies, that is not the case. They cut it off, right? They'd say, well, since you registered this person but did not register this person, I'm only going to pay you maybe 50% of how much they sell. Or they'll limit it to multi-level marketing, right? Multi-levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. So they'll pay you up to the 5th level. But no network marketing company that I know that is binary, that has no registration fees, that has no monthly requirements, continues to pay unlimited globally. And this is something very significant. Why is this significant? This is very significant because not a lot of people have that many individuals that they can personally register. Let's think about it. If we say, hey, how many people do you know? How many people do you think you can currently register? And if they say, I think I can register 100 different people. Well, if you can register 100 different people, then wow, you're great. You can not just do this business, but you can do so many more businesses. But that's not the case for many people around you, right? Maybe an average of 10 people or 30 people is all that they can register. Well, if that's it, then you're only going to be making money off of 30 people. So that won't make sense, right? But in Atomy, that's not the case. Like I stated, it continues to grow. So even if you only know one person, that person is using the product. Why? Are they registering to use the product to make money? No, they're registering to use the product because it is cheaper and better in quality than what they were previously using. So that's where the difference comes. So in this system, everybody is a consumer. Atomy is not about who is doing the business and who is consuming, but rather everybody is consuming a product that they feel is of high quality and low price. So that's why this works. Everybody can become successful because there are these things in place. And then the last one that I want to cover in this slide is this. When you register, a lot of people will say, this guy who registered you is always going to make more money than you, right? Because they're on top. That would be the case if there was no ceiling. But in Atomy, what happens is there is a ceiling. And the ceiling, I'm going to cover it later, but it's 50 million PV on each side. So once you accumulate 50 million PV on your left and on your right, this guy has 50-50, but how much does this guy have? Since it all accumulates, he has 100 million PV, but Atomy only pays you up to 50 million PV. So what does that mean? Even if this guy is making 100 million, 300 million PV, that doesn't matter. You guys are going to be making the same amount of money. So Atomy has been able to cover all these different parts. And where is this going? Atomy is going global. That means that they have one server, okay? One server. What does that mean for the average Joe? That means that if they went to university and they befriended an exchange student, and this exchange student decided that he wanted to look into Atomy and become a member. Well, I'm from Korea, right? But this friend is from the US. And he also registers a friend who's from, let's say, Japan. But in Atomy, you don't have to register within different countries to start the business. Everything is in this one line. So even though this person's in Japan, whenever they buy a product from Japan, it still goes up all the way to you. So this is what I mean. You don't have to, you only know 10 people, you only know 30 people. It doesn't matter because it'll continue to grow and grow. So let's look at where Atomy is right now. Atomy right now is in Korea. It's in Japan, it's in Canada, it's in the US, it's in Taiwan, and it's in Singapore. And they're going to open in these other areas soon. So if you look at the screen, you can see that Malaysia, Cambodia, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Thailand is on there. And many more different countries will be added. So when you get started, somebody else, they're waiting to get started. So you are getting ahead of the game, and you're going to be able to continue to accumulate what? Partners all over the world. Now, let's try to review what I just said, okay? So I stated that the lineage goes all the way down and you start getting paid by PV. Well, let's talk about PV and what it is, okay? Point value, that's what it stands for, and this is how you get points to accumulate. So you purchase a product, okay, and that product has PV that follows with it. Okay, so let's look at the main products. Atomy has the skincare product. So if you buy one, the price is higher and the PV is 100K. If you buy two, the price goes down all the way to the fourth one. So what does that mean? It's just like buying in bulk, right? We go to Sam's or we go to Costco and we save money by buying in bulk. That's the same concept here. If you buy 4 at a time, your price goes down, and you still get the PV that Atomy has to offer. And Atomy has a left leg and a right leg, but you get paid on the smallest leg, okay? So we have personal PV, and then we have group PV, and I'll explain to you what the points are and how much you can get paid. So if you have personally consumed 300K worth of products, that's maybe one hemoim, you bought one hemoim, that's 100K, so you already have 100K, and you bought a 6-set system for your wife, another 200, and other items here and there. You're already at 300K, so now you have the opportunity to get paid. So you register somebody on your left leg and on your right leg, and when 300K, 300,000 PV accumulates on your left and right leg, then now you get 15 points. Each point is multiplied by about $5, so you get how much? About $75, give it or take. And that keeps going on all the way until your personal PV builds to 2.4 million PV. Now, since you have consumers consuming on your left and right leg, and let's say that every day now you are making 300K on your left, 300K on your right. Well, if you think about it, it's not going to stay at 300K, right? Other people in the system are going to continue to buy whatever they were using, and they're going to be telling other people about it. So what